Littlefield opened its season with 3 very strong showings against Snyder, Bushland, and Idalou. All those games, though, ended in losses. Finally, the Wildcats break through against the very strong Denver City team last week, and the coach of the Littlefield Wildcats joins me this week, Coach Brian Huseman, and thank you very much for the time.
You bet, Phil. Glad to be here.
We wanted to bring in Brian Huseman just to chat a bit about Littlefield, how it looked against Denver City. Of course, the Mustangs had such a dominant offense in the first couple of weeks. It loses its quarterback, Cole McElroy, because of an injury, and so I think that made the matchup with Littlefield just a bit more compelling. We're actually going to go through the first drive here of Littlefield and taking a look at some of the plays that ended with a touchdown here. Same sort of thing we've done the past couple of weeks with New Deal, Post, and Lubbock Christian. So we'll start with the first play here on this drive.
You bet. This is the first drive of the football game. We took the football, and Denver City kind of shocked us. They got into a little bit different defense than we thought they were going to. But we come out here and we run 233, what we call our 233 wham. Our O-line does a great job blocking for us right now. They're really doing a good job. And Nate Herrera would be the first to tell you. But this is Nate Herrera carrying the football. He had 260-something yards, I believe, in the ball game. And again, we've got a lot of guys getting on someone. Nate's making really good cuts. I think that's the thing that makes him so effective right now is really he's making cuts in the open field that's really doing a good job. Again, 233 wham. Lyman do a good job blocking. He breaks it outside, finds a place to run, gains about 11 or 12 yards. Okay, we can go to the second play here. Again, this is about a 10-play drive. We do what we like to do. We get in our slot right set, tight end to the right, slot back here to the left, and we come back and run the same exact play. We don't block a down lineman there. Again, like I said, they confused us. And if you'll watch this play here, the cut that he makes once he gets past that initial tackle that we don't block there, he makes a great cut. And he did this really all night long where he just makes them miss him. Like right here, he's scooting 3 yards to his right, and again gains about 8 yards.
What did you expect from Nate Herrera this year?
Well, that was our big question mark. We had lost both running backs we had a year ago, and we knew Nate was a hard-nosed kid. He's a tough runner, a good kid, works extremely hard, had a great summer. He's gained some weight, got up to about 180 pounds. He's not the fastest kid in the world, about a 4.9 40. But we knew with his work, he's not going to be a breakaway guy, even though he's had some big runs, some long runs. He's not the best breakaway guy in the world, but man, he's a hard-nosed kid. He's a hard-nosed runner. Then we come back to the third play here again, slot right set. Then we run what we call toss, one of our favorite plays. He loves to run this play. It gives him an opportunity to pick his hole. We on toss play, on our 237 toss, he's in a situation where he can pick where he wants to run. Mm-hmm. We go man on man. We're pulling people. You can see our quarterback gets a good block. Our fullback's coming out of there. Our play side guard's coming around the corner. And again, you can see we get a lot of blockers in front of him. And so now he can make his choice of where he wants to run the football. And again, you can see he's punishing tacklers every time he carries the ball.
Now, in your offense, what is this called right here?
He is called our slot back.
Okay.
And he's our breakaway guy. We run a couple of plays with him. Those are our big plays. Our tight end is on the right over there. We have a split end out here. That's just called our slot right set is what it is.
Okay.
We're really a double tight is what helps us. We feel like that slot back's got to be a good blocker just like our tight end has to be a good blocker.
Understood.
I think we come back here and now we got them set up, we hope. We're running on Nate pretty tough. We run what we call the sweep. And our 448 sweep, people like to call it a reverse. We don't call it a reverse because we don't intend to go outside on this play. We do a lot of down blocking on this. We kick the end man. Both guards pull. They pull out of there, and they're getting on the man out front. First guard's a kick block. Second guard's most of the time a lead guard. Okay. Fullback's up on the linebacker, and then we're just trying to get our slot back around the edge. Good play for us. Well, we love these long drives. Our defense right now, you can see they changed their defense now. They got into a goal line. Quarterback sneak's been a good play for us. The number of years now. So we just line up now. It's a short yardage situation, 3rd and short. We quarterback sneak them, and Bryson Callaway sneaks through there and gets the first down.
You know, Callaway's a name that a lot of people are probably very familiar with, along with Nate Herrera, because they were part of the first little field team to make the state baseball tournament last year.
Right, and Zach Aragon was also going to be a tailback. He hurt his shoulder. He did play defense in this football game, but that hurt us because Nate and Aragon, who's just a sophomore, were going to kind of carry the load back there. Well, we lost Aragon, so Nate had to carry the ball 38 times in the ball game. And so Nate did a great job. To me, he got stronger and stronger as the game went along. Then we come back with a 1st down and 10. Now we run what we call 232 wham to the right, to the opposite side. And they do a good job playing it there. You know, they really do. They're in there. They're getting after it. Denver City was pretty tough up front. They do a good job there. They really get after it, and their kids play extremely hard. They were not easily to move the ball on. We can go to the next one. Yeah. Get back in our slot right. Come back to the toss player. You can see our slot back gets a good block. And again, Nate's just making good cuts. Yeah. I mean, that is the bottom line. He shocks me how well he cuts right here. You can see that they don't play terrible or anything like that, but you know, we get our blockers out front again, and he makes number 7 miss. We get a kick block. He gets into the secondary in a hurry. And like I said, our old line's doing a great job blocking for him. So, you know, he gets 8 or 9 yards there on a big 2nd down play. And, you know, that's the thing about us is we're really double tight. We can attack any hole on the field. So the defense has to stay balanced. Okay. They really can't overload to the tight end side. They can't overload to the slot back side because we really do. I think we do a good job attacking the whole field, and that puts people kind of in a bind with our running game because obviously we love to run the ball. Come back and run the sweep again. And little old sophomore slot back's going to be a good one. They did a good job of stopping the sweep. They really played it well. We just had a tough time getting. They make so much penetration that we couldn't get the sweep going.
You saw a lot of white very quickly get to that side.
And the sweep block, and when you block on the sweep, you down block everything, and then you have to fold the backside. Well, when they're coming up field, that's hard to do. And we knew going into the ball game, you know, anytime we face this 5-3 stack, you're forced to run right at it. And that's why Nate had to carry the ball 30-something times, because that's the plays that we had to run, is running right at it, and people don't understand it. And then if you try to throw it, they have so much penetration, sometimes that's hard to do also. So that's one reason that his carries were higher than we really like him to be. We really don't want him to have to carry the ball, you know, that many times. Now we come back with toss to the strong side this time. And again, look at the cuts he makes. I mean, he made a lot of that happen once he got into the secondary on the touchdown run. And this was big for our kids because, like you said, Phil, we had lost 3 ball games in a row. Huge to come out and get a drive like this and take it right down and score on Denver City and kind of give our kids some confidence here. Jay Sean Davis out there at tight end. You can just see the initial blocks are good. He gets into the secondary. Now he makes his cuts. Nate's good. We try to encourage him, get into the secondary, then make your cuts once you get into the secondary, and that's when he's the best. That's when he's the best.
You know, but actually talking about the first part of your schedule, obviously the common train of thought really is that a lot of coaches will try to front load the beginning of their schedule with really strong teams. You open up with Snyder, who is sort of an up-and-coming 4A team that hasn't been great, but it is definitely on the way up. Obviously, Bushland is very highly regarded, and Idalou is one of the stronger 3A teams. In scheduling those opponents, is there anything about them, any areas you thought that they would test your team well in?
Well, you know what we told our kids when we started the year, we were going to be extremely young and didn't have a lot of experience back. That was number one. Well, number two, we had a lot of injuries during two-a-days. I mean, I think going into the Snyder ball game, we were without 8 of our players, and a lot of them were our defensive players. So we knew that we had to do those kinds of things. We had to keep the ball away from them. We had to have 6, 7, 8 minute drives so that our defense didn't have to play so much. And it kind of really worked out that way. We've been able to, even against Idlew, we've been able to keep the ball, drive it down there. A couple of times we didn't score. We had to settle for field goals. In the end, that hurt us. We turned the ball over a little bit. But back to your question, we knew going into it how tough the schedule was. I mean, our 5 teams that we played outside of district were quality opponents. There's no doubt. And Denver City is a very, very good opponent. When they have their quarterback, that makes them even double tough. I mean, you know that. McElroy's a great player, and it was really a break on our end. Of course, we still don't have a lot of those players back, but it was a break on our part that he wasn't able to play in the game simply because that he is an awful good football player. But we still think we beat a quality opponent.
Certainly.
They're still a really good football team.
I was going to ask actually about that. Was it apparent that when I think Denver City, the team speed is generally very, very strong. Even without McElroy, was it apparent that they had other kids in certain spots that could be effective?
They put that quarterback. They hadn't played number 2 at quarterback. When they put him at quarterback, he was quick, very quick. And we had a hard time. We misplayed some things, had some bad technique situations, and he broke some long runs also. So you're right. Boy, they do have some speed and quickness. And with McElroy's out there, obviously, they have a lot more speed and quickness with him out there. So you're right. They're pretty quick.
He is Littlefield coach Brian Huseman. Thank you very much for the time.
You bet, Phil. Glad to be here.
Certainly, certainly. I'm Phil Torino. Thanks again for watching the Lone Star Varsity Coaches Show. Of course, this video, like all of our videos, is presented by Happy State Bank. Thanks very much for watching.